So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here in another session of live interviews. Today we have ChaeWon Moon, one of our online artists. She's based in Korea, but we will go through her experiences in other places too. And a little bit of the context of these interviews is that we take weekends for focus on our online residents. So we have this space for having a conversation, a small presentation of their work, but also they are taking over our Instagram account, which ChaeWon will start tomorrow morning. So be aware and checking that. And also you can see previous interviews and previous conversations on the website. And that's it. I think I would like to give the floor to ChaeWon, and we will have a couple of questions after the presentation, and also we can have a chat between everyone.
Okay, I'll share the screen. Go. Can I start?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Hi, my name is ChaeWon. I'm from South Korea, and I'm currently resident in Glogao Artisan Residency for this fall. So right now I'm living and working in Seoul. I used to be from 2017 to 18. I was in Brooklyn, New York. To study for my master's, and around the time I present my work in Brooklyn, New York, in Texas, and Minnesota, and also some places in Korea. It was my studio in Brooklyn. It was in Bushwick. It was really nice. I shared the studio with 3 of my other friends from the school. So the pseudo manuals is keywords that you can use for understanding my work. Basically, I'm using I'm borrowing the diagrams, images, and text from the manuals or guidebooks. Something direct or lead some people's action to act to a certain way. Also, yes, basically I disassembling them into pieces and assemble them to a nonsensical way to present kind of fluctuating nature of daily life. I feel like the manuals and those images in those kind of documents are interested because they are oops, sorry.
Yeah, so we talk about this interest of the manuals and the diagrams, that they are something organized, try to organize daily life and how we relate with environment. In fact, we have this conversation about why is that attractive to play around in your images and your work.
Yeah, with it. So I think those kind of images are kind of show some restrictiveness of the world, and I feel like it's kind of funny to play with. because as much as I arrange it kind of like a nonsensical way, it became like the language and the voice itself from of the manual is very um like serious and want to like point something, so it became more awkward
Mhm.
and kind of nonsensical, and it's really playful to watch even if I'm making it. This is one of my work I made it last time. I think it was first painting I made it during the stay at home in New York. So it's called Untitled Temporary Housing. And also I made a bunch of embroidery stuff during the quarantine because I had lots of time. And um, basically I'm arranging the images from the digital images. I made the digital images first and arranging them um, in the digital surface first, and then transfer to different material like embroidery or the painting, or sometimes it can be a sculpture, um, or it can be like digital image itself. So before move on to talking about the uh, materials, this is one of my old painting from maybe 5 years ago. I was working with the same theme at this point also, but the subject was different at this point. I was into um, disassembling something um, kind of like solid and well structured, like building or giant rock, and wanted to like capture the moment of explode, because I I like use them as a presentation of like um, some belief system or something, um, make us feel stable and like easy to follow, something like a language, or as I said before, like the belief system and like social language. And then I start to put some assembly manuals as a part of the work, because it's kind of make contrast between painterly brush stroke I make, and also it kind of makes sense between like a disassembly, the image of disassembled pieces from like big system. So from this, I moved to this. So basically, I'm painter, but I'm not hesitating to hop to other materials when I'm working. Um, some basically, I'm using the two-dimensional images first, and sometimes I make it as a painting, or like I hope to printmaking, or I use the image for embroidery or tufting or sculptures. And I'm trying not to like limit the mediums I can use. Um, and I sometimes I combine them together, or usually I like layer them together or like put them next to it so they can like let them talk to each other. So this is one of the painting I made this year. Um, Usually I um, name them after, like after, not, yeah, almost like 80% done of the work. Sometimes I pick the main stuff, the thing you can see first from the image, or I name them kind of contrast to what you can see from the work. So this is my other embroidery stuff. Then I think I made this during the quarantine from Korea. I often put, not put, like omit some like beginning or end of the image and something we expect from the manual or guidebook. Like, for example, the person is waving the hand for like helping from the water, but usually in the next page or next square, someone come for him or them for help, but usually omit like those kind of context and kind of make them helpless, make them do like helpless gestures or kind of make them ironic. And this is one of my other embroidery stuff. Borrow the image from, say, like cleaning their eyes when there's like foreign stuff in it. And also I was working with the ceramic tiles because I think my work is kind of unit, not their individual work, but as I said before, I do enjoy the like arranging them like next to it, and I think that the surface or the surface material has the same size and the surface kind of like make those kind of effects more make those kind of arrangement more effective. And this I also use a laser machine for make a similar effect to like printing or like printed matters, like a like actually printed. So you can see I'm keep like jumping from one method to the other and keep trying to like apply the images or the feelings I made from this material to the other one. It's a pretty fun process. And I made these kind of weird sculptures also, made with two ceramic tiles and aluminum bar, and the print on the floor, like something looks like I'm trying to catch something. So I will show you how my work was displayed in the exhibitions and some shows. This is one of the work, the picture from my recent exhibition. It's called Don't Escape the Grass Field. So I arranged 3 different works in one place. So it kind of looks like one painting or like one image. So like I can make them talk, like make a conversation to each other. And also it's part of the exhibition. As the tile work I made before, I used to work with like 12 to 12 inch panels. And I made a bunch of them and like keep playing with how to the way to display to show like different kind of narrative people can read. So, and also often I use the what's it like the environment itself. So in the exhibition space, I printed the images um, image similar to what I use, like here and there, like for example, on the pedestals or on the corner of the ceiling, on the floor, next to the like doorknob, so people can see the whole space as the part of as the work itself. And this is one of the show I participated as an artist. The curator arranged my work like a um, block on the back, and also layer the transparent piece in front, so people can see the layer of different works and sorry, so they can see like how they can like interact to each other. And this is other show created by other curator. um, he put my work next to the emergency exit, which was, I think it was a perfect place to put. So I do enjoy using the environments in the space I put my work in, like this kind of door or the sign, like the materials, like there's like a switches. So, and for the project, currently I'm collecting the images of like the present like safety or how to prevent the danger. And then I'm assembling them to the work in assembling them to like make a bunch of drafts and transferring them to various forms. Right now, currently I'm working with a painting and the plexiglass stuff work made with engraving and layering to other pieces I make. So this is kind of my process. So I'm collecting the images right now. This is part of the images I got from my friends in Germany. And this is the images I make, not make, I collected from the surrounding. And with the images I collect from the photos I got, or the Googling with certain keywords I want to present. I collect the images first and make like this kind of like rough draft image and transfer them to the work. So this is one of the draft image. And this is the process of the work based on the images I showed before, the paintings, and this is a detail of the embroidery work I'm working on right now. And for acrylic pieces, I'm tracing the images and then use the engraving tool like Dremel and you engrave it first and put the paint in it so it can be look like a printed matter on the acrylic surface. So yeah, these are the stuff I'm working on right now, and I think that's it. Yep.
Cool. Thank you for the presentation. I think you have a lot of different approaches, as you told us about even ceramic, acrylics, a lot of different materials that you use. I also love to see this jump between your practice in painting at the beginning, that you already was discussing or commenting about this life structure and um, this sampling of pieces, and at some point you decide to follow that discourse or follow that conversation directly through the same language, as you decided to start using those images, this structure and restriction language that we are more than used to see around the subway or airports, whatever place is full of that more right now. This kind of aspect of your work that is kind of ironic, but using the same language, and somehow you do the same with the materials that you decide to include, right? Like the acrylics, this super fine and aseptic assembling.
I feel like if the material not the material, the images I use is already kind of slick and very intuitive, because like they made it for like deliver the message directly, like even without the words. So when I like use them in like awkward context, and I feel it became even more what's it called? Kind of look like joke or more ironic, because they're more serious in yeah, like trying to like do something, but I keep like blocking them from like doing their job.
We could even say the same with your when you intend to create this confusion in the space, when you put your work next to a fire exit, or when you play around this display. You already told us about this relationship and conversation you want to create with your pieces, but what is your take or your main interest when you are setting up in the space, or how the environment decide also with the artwork?
Oh, what was the question? Sorry. How the environment.
How you like to think about your artwork in the exhibition space? If it's something that how do you relate with the environment, or the way that you want to confront with the audience?
Sometimes I do, like especially like the images I showed before the emergency exit itself is already like directing something, and I think it can be like great like sidekick for my like next to my work. But most of the places I present was like kind of white, like it was a white cube, so there's nothing I can like play with. And I think that's the reason I like put like small images like here and there, like on the corner or like on the like in the ceiling, so people can like interact with the environment itself, so they can like see the work as like part of like big wall. Yeah, I think that's the expectation I get like having from the audience or the display way to display. Yeah.
Also is something, maybe I found it related to the narration and the order of the images. That is something that we talk about too, about how you take something really organized, like step 1, 2, 3, and dismantle to create understands, but also now that we're talking about the displays, how you also use the space to make it even wider or bigger. How is this work on the narration and order, or not at all order, of your images?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Yeah. How is your how are your goals, or what are your goals on the organization or narrations of your images, from taking something really organized and with steps to something less organized without narration?
I feel like I bring the stuff from organized system to make them disorganized. Mainly because I expect something organized from the work. It's kind of ironic, and I really do not like something I cannot understand, and I feel anxious about it. But also, I know there's nothing I cannot can fully understand. Everything is the language and the culture, everything is fluctuating and very keep changing. So keep trying to keep trying to follow certain steps or order or rules. It can make me tired, kind of. So I start to borrow the images from organized and make the images look disorganized, to present those kind of feelings I got from the environment. It's kind of the manual or guide for unstable world. Yeah, so far it is.
Well, I like that sentence so much, a guide for unstable world that we are living. Your images take an appearance of a visual poem or random composition of this unorganized world. So it totally can relate to that.
And I also use the information from that organized stuff, because most of the documents we can see manuals or just guidebooks or signs, there is no failure, or there's nothing is interrupting the process. So when you see airplane safety guidebook, and when someone trying to escape and the weather is always nice, no one is screaming, no one is vomiting, but I'm sure it will be not when I never get crashed, but I don't want to. Yeah, I keep thinking about those kind of moments, difference between very organized and what is it called? Organized and very clinical way to deliver the message, or give the information and fix the problem. But the reality always mess you up in between, when you're trying to do something. Yeah, I keep thinking about those kind of environments. That I think that's the reason I keep putting kind of helpless situation and pointless gestures, or ironic situation in the work.
Yeah, you used this sentence in your statement that I really loved is this goal-oriented systems. Will you say that you break that seeking of a specific goal in those images?
I feel like they're like each of the work is not like breaking the goal. It's like of certain goal, more like it's kind of mimicking them and like joke about the kind of idleness of like if you like, for example, if you like go like past this this like 3 steps, you can make this one like perfectly. And like as I told you before, I keep seeing the like failure or like attempt to do some like make something and do it again and again. I more focus on like those type of steps to achieve something. So it's more like I'm not like what is it, like sabotaging the goal itself, but I think I'm suggesting like different ways to achieve goals, like I don't know, various paths to achieve goals. And even if it does not look like very efficient or like stable, yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking about goal-oriented systems.
Yeah, cool. And also maybe we can open the conversation if someone else have any doubt or any question that wants to share here. I think you're doing a really beautiful gesture of being more honest about the chaos of the horrible situations that we can live in, as the plane crash, for example, but also this frustration about I like that title about how to make the perfect pancake, you know, like you see these tutorials and it never gets the perfect pancake.
Yeah, and what is the perfect pancake?
yeah, what does it even mean? So I think that kind of perfect world of tutorials and guidelines, it never existed. So it's really funny that you dismantle that and play us around in your images with colorful approaches.
Yeah, I feel I keep like I keep trying to find materials or the colors or like factors like which can like catch the people's eyes, or something like signs, like they use the very vibrant colors or like reflective materials so people like cannot see them. I keep like I think I keep like using like very poppy colors in like that way.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really like your work. I find it really interesting and funny. I think tomorrow in the takeover of Instagram, we'll see more. You will be sharing some of your work and progress. We already see some spoilers of the next work that you will be showing in Open Studios at Clock Hour. So yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you ChaeWon for showing us and tell us more about your work. I really enjoyed to see your work and all the colors that you use. Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sinead.
Yeah, thanks a million. I loved that. That was great. And thanks for trying to order our chaotic world.
I'm trying.
No, I'm just thinking about all those journeys that you make through airports, and over the years, the experience of flying has become more and more, uh, let's just say it's more and more uncomfortable, because like the theatre of what you have to do before you actually get on the plane is quite interesting, and all the signs that you have to follow and what you have to leave out of your baggage and put in, or what belt you have to take off, and earrings and all of this. And yes, it's totally impossible. It cannot overcome the chaos that we're living in at the moment. And I don't think it can allay our fears either, for sure. Yeah. So I think your work's really engaging. I just had one very quick question. It was about scale, because I love the way that you're using the signage, and you're actually reinterpreting it. At what point would you think the existing signage, i.e., the things that you see in airports or at emergency exits, at what point would the scale change for you? I know you've been pushing beyond the flat surface into the installation. But if you just looked at the scale, you're using plexiglass. I'm just kind of interested, what would happen if they really went up, like in 3 or 4 meters square, and suddenly they became enormous, and almost acting as barriers. Because I think the irony and the contradiction within a lot of your work is kind of, in a way, it's hitting against what they're not getting right, or the impossibility of the situation. Mm-hmm. So, and also a lot of these signages, I mean, more and more we're coming up against barriers and barriers. So I just think, maybe to skew that even more, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of saying, these are signage to help us, but in some ways they are the opposite, if you know what I mean. They keep us late from getting somewhere, or we recognize this isn't going to work, or we can't understand it. What are they telling us to do? We just can't understand it. So maybe making it more of a barrier, or making the joke really big, that it's in your face and you can't get beyond it, if you know what I mean, physically, literally.
Yeah, I think it's very good, point. And also I want to try with the installation, actually control the people's, I don't know, action in the space, and this very large scale of work. I used to work in really large way, and I think I was kind of afraid of shipping them to Korea. Mm-hmm. So I made it small. But if I have a chance to make bigger work, I really want to make it really, really big, stupid big, so people can be, give extra overwhelming feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the emotion. I mean, we're caught in these emotional events, and they are very theatrical. Suddenly you're in that queue, and whatever's happened on the news the night before, whatever disaster. I think we're all living with this, impending disaster at any moment feeling. Mm-hmm. So I actually think that would be amazing, to try and do that. It's crashing down on me. I mean, it's, and obviously you've got the vocabulary there. I mean, from everything from action movies to, literally using the laser printing and the actual kind of fonts that they're all using. So it's all there, make it large.
Yeah, it can be really large. Yeah. One of my professors also recommended that I just reminded what he said also.
Yeah.
About the scale. Because I keep following the scale of the actual sign. And
sure.
Yeah. But he also told me the billboard can be a kind of sign. It's bigger sign, but it can be the option. So yeah, it reminds of like his comment about
go for it.
Yeah.
So next step, bigger, huge stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I will try.
So thank you so much, Sinead, for this proposal of getting bigger. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and ChaeWon for sharing a lot of your processes and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day. Night for me, and a day for someone. Yay.
Yeah, so good night in Korea, and have a lovely day for everyone else. And see you soon, people.
Bye.
Bye-bye.